Hello everyone, welcome to LBS IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss Polity MCQs based on previous year UPSC questions. So let's start our session. Our first question is,
a legislation which confers on the executive or administrative authority an unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power in the matter of application of law violates which one of the following articles of the Constitution of India? Options are Article 14, Article 28, Article 32, Article 44. Here answer to this question is option A, Article 14. Article 14 of Indian Constitution says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of laws within the territory of India. The concept of equality before law is an element of the concept of rule of law. This means equality before law under Article 14 connotes the absence of arbitrary power with the authorities. Thus, when a legislation confers uncontrolled discretionary powers on any authority, it tends to violate the Article 14 of the Constitution. Hence, Article 14 implies the absence of arbitrary power. Here, Article 28 is related to right to freedom of religion. Article 32 confers the right to remedies for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 44 deals with Uniform Civil Code. So, here answer to this question is option A, Article 14. With reference to India, consider the following statements. Statement number 1, there is only one citizenship and one domicile. That is correct. Statement number 2, a citizen by birth only can become the head of the state. That is incorrect. Statement number 3, a foreigner once granted the citizenship cannot be deprived of it under any circumstances. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option A, statement 1 only is correct. Statement 1 is correct. The Indian Constitution provides for only a single citizenship, that is the Indian citizenship. The citizens in India owe allegiance only to the Union. There is no separate state citizenship. Also, when an Indian citizen voluntarily acquires the citizenship of another country, his Indian citizenship automatically terminates. Also, there is only one domicile allowed in India. Domicile certificate can be made only in one state or union territory. In 2010, the Uttarakhand High Court declared that there is no separate domicile for each state and there is only one domicile for the entire country. Statement 2 is incorrect. The President is the head of the Indian state. In India, a person to be eligible for election as President should be a citizen of India. This is different from USA, where only a citizen by birth is eligible for the office of President. Statement 3 is incorrect. A foreigner who has been earlier granted Indian citizenship can be deprived of his citizenship. So, here answer to this question is option A, statement 1 only is correct. Which of the following factors constitute the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? Options are a committed judiciary, centralization of powers, elected government, separation of powers. Here answer to this question is option D, separation of powers. The separation of powers between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary constitute an important safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy. The doctrine of separation of powers entails the division of legislative, executive and judicial functions of the government among different organs. This separation minimizes the possibility of arbitrary excessive powers by the government. Since all the three organs act as checks and balance of the powers of each other, therefore, none of the three organs can usurp the essential functions of the other organs. This demarcation prevents the concentration of excessive powers by any branch of the government. It thus helps to safeguard the liberty and rights of the people in a democracy. So, here answer to this question is option D, separation of powers. We adopted parliamentary democracy based on British model. But how does our model differ from that model? Statement number 1, as regards legislation, the British Parliament is supreme or sovereign, but in India, the power of Parliament to legislate is limited. That is correct. Statement number 2, in India, matters related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the Parliament are referred to the Constitution bench by Supreme Court. That is also correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here answer to this question is option C, both 1 and 2 are correct. Parliamentary sovereignty is a principle of UK Constitution. It makes Parliament the supreme legal authority in UK, which can create or end any law. But Indian Parliament is not a sovereign body like the British Parliament. The Indian Parliament may, in exercise of its constituent power, amend by way of addition, variation or repeal of any provision of the Constitution in accordance with the procedure laid down for the purpose. However, the Parliament cannot amend those provisions which form the basic structure of the Constitution. Statement 2 is correct. In India, matters related to the constitutionality of an amendment of an act of the Parliament are referred to the Constitution bench by Supreme Court. A Constitution bench is a bench of Supreme Court having 5 or more judges on it. So, her answer to this question is option C, both 1 and 2. Constitutional government means options are a representative government of a nation with federal structure, a government whose head enjoys nominal powers, a government whose head enjoys real powers, a government limited by the terms of Constitution. The answer to this question is option D, a government limited by the terms of Constitution. Constitutional government means a limited government. The Constitution seeks to regulate political power. The core element of constitutional government is the existence of rule of law or set of basic laws that bind both public office holders and all members of society within a given territory. So, her answer to this question is option D. Consider the following statements in respect of Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards. Statement number 1. Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards are titles under Article 18 subclause 1 of the Constitution of India. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. Padma Awards, which were instituted in the year 1954, were suspended only once. That is also incorrect. Statement number 3. Number of Bharat Ratna award is restricted to a maximum of 5 in particular year. That is also incorrect. Which of the above statements are not correct? The answer to this question is option D. All the statements are incorrect. So, option D, 1, 2, 3 is the right answer. These awards do not amount to titles within the meaning of Article 18 that prohibits only hereditary titles of nobility. Therefore, they are not violation of Article 18 as the theory of equality does not mandate that merit should not be recognized. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. Padma Awards, which were instituted in the year 1954, is announced every year on the occasion of Republic Day, except for brief interruptions during the years 1978, 1979 and 1993 to 1997. It is suspended many times. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. The number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to a maximum of 3 in a particular year. Hence, statement 3 is also incorrect. So, her answer to this question is option D. With reference to India, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. Judicial custody means an accused is in the custody of the concerned magistrate and such accused is locked up in police station, not in jail. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. During judicial custody, the police officer in charge of the case is not allowed to interrogate the suspect without the approval of the court. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. In police custody, the accused is lodged in a police station lockup, while in a judicial custody, it is the jail. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. When a person taken into custody, the CRPC kicks in and they were produced before a magistrate within 24 hours of the arrest. During judicial custody, the police officer in charge of case is not allowed to interrogate the suspect. However, the court may allow the interrogations to be conducted if it finds the interrogation being necessary under the facts produced before the court. Hence, statement 2 is correct. So, her answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Under the Indian Constitution, concentration of wealth violates. Options are right to equality, directive principles, right to freedom, concept of a welfare state. The answer to this question is option B, directive principles. As per Article 39B and Article 39C, it is evident that concentration of wealth violates directive principles. Article 39B states that ownership and control of material resources of the community are so distributed as best to subserve the common good. Article 39C states that the operation of economic system does not result in the concentration of wealth and means of production to common detriment. So, her answer to this question is option B, directive principles.